Hey everyone, Clark here, welcome back to another video. Today I am back, and today I'll be discussing with you guys how Astra Malorum could be better than the map Moon. Now let it be known, I said could, and Moon will most likely be better than Astra Malorum, alright? I just done a bit of trolling with the title, so please don't hate me, okay? I've done this with all the Black Ops 6 Zombies DLCs, I plan to do this with the Black Ops 7 Zombies DLCs, also comparing maps to see which one could or could not be better before the map's release, of course. And with Astra Malorum, I decided to pair it up against Moon, so please don't hate me. Moon, despite having a good couple of flaws, it is one of the most coolest, most memorable Zombies maps in Zombies history, especially that ending to not only the map, but to the entirety of Black Ops 1 Zombies, making itself as one of the best endings in the Zombies franchise. But even though that is the case, Moon on Black Ops 1 specifically here, as that is the main point of this video, is not one of my favourite maps. It is a low C tier at best, but Moon Black Ops 3, it's a high A tier. Now, before I get into the rest of this video, I want to explain why I am matching Moon against Astra Malorum, and the reason is simply just because the last time we had a map in space, aside from Revelations technically, and not counting Beast from Beyond due to it being a non-shooter game, was the fact that Moon is in space, and now we're getting another map set in space. So that's why I've decided to put the two together. And before I do that, I want to talk about the best things about Moon though, as of course Astra Malorum isn't out yet. The best thing about Moon for me personally is the story. The story went hard on this map, especially with its grand finale of exploding the earth, switching souls with Richtofen and Samantha, Max's despies to Richtofen, and just everything around Moon was so cool. They really went hard with the story. The Easter egg as well is really cool. The only thing that sets it back is the RNG. But if you excuse the RNG and you know you get your Ghost Devices, QEDs, waveguns, all that quickly, the Easter egg itself is actually really cool and fun to do, despite not really having a boss fight or anything, and at that time, that was really cool. And then of course, the atmosphere of just being in a space station set in space is beautiful. Now, I do think the atmosphere is a lot more better visually in Black Ops 3, as Black Ops 1 Moon just doesn't look all that good. It just looks really greyed out, and I get it, we're on Moon, but when you compare Black Ops 1 Moon to Black Ops 3 Moon, you could definitely can say Black Ops 3 Moon is how Moon should really look like. But even then, Black Ops 1 Moon, it's alright. And then of course, one of the things I actually really do like about Moon is the hacker, as you can basically hack a lot of things, the doors to get a discounted price, and then of course you can hack the mystery box to get a free wonder weapon spin, whilst also, wonder weapon spin? Forget that. But on top of that, you can spin the mystery box to then get another spin for free, and then on top of that, you get 950 points back from it. You can hack perks, power-ups, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, and I really think that makes Moon so unique and special. Now, aside from that, that's really it. I know that's not a lot of best things about Moon, but take it with a grain of salt, because everything I just listed off is just how I feel about Moon personally, as I'm not the biggest fan of Moon, specifically BO1 Moon talking here, but even then, it's not a map that I'll always go back to, but it's a map that I always look back on fondly going, this was a cool map, this was great. But now, as for what Astra Malorum could or could not do better than Moon, first, let's get off with the story, because even though I am liking the Black Ops 7 Zombie story so far, and from what it sounds like Astra Malorum is going to improve upon that, the story from Ashes of the Damned, I don't think the story will come as close to how good the Moon story is, with Maxis and Samantha and of course Richtofen's scheme, along with learning everything that happened on the Moon before the station on the Moon was made, and on top of that, you're blowing up the Earth. If Astra Malorum can live up to that shit, that would be awesome, but I highly doubt it, but we will need to see. In terms of how the map looks, I think Astra Malorum definitely clears in visuals compared to Black Ops 1 Zombies Moon, and maybe even Black Ops 3 Zombies Moon. I still think I would take Astra Malorum, as the skybox has a mix of blue, purple, red and black, and I really do like that. Now, as for the wonder weapon, this is a weird one and quite a hot take here, because the wavegun in both Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3 Zombies on both versions of Moon, I am personally not the biggest fan of. Now granted, the dual wield waveguns on BO1 feel so much better compared to that of the dual wield waveguns on Black Ops 3, but the combined waveguns on Black Ops 3 feel a lot more better compared to the combined waveguns in Black Ops 1. But despite that, as much as that is a cool, unique wonder weapon, I just don't like it as much as most people. My biggest problem with the wavegun for the combined version of the wavegun anyway is that I feel like it doesn't have enough ammo. even when you pack-a-punch it. And I feel like, as much as I do prefer the look of the LG M1 Wonder Weapon in Astra Malorum compared to how the Waygun looks, I have a bad feeling that the ammo and the Wonder Weapon on Astra Malorum won't be as good, similar to Moon's combined wave gun. But that is just me personally, and we won't know until the map launches. As for the Easter egg, as much as I love the Moon Easter egg, the biggest thing that sucks about it is the RNG, which for anyone who doesn't know what RNG means, it's just another word for luck in the gaming world, and RNG sucks on Moon so much, especially solo. First, you have to get the wave gun from the box along with curse devices, but those two are both a wonder weapon and a special piece of equipment. Then you need to trade out your Gersh's for QEDs, which is also classified as another special piece of equipment. Then you need to trade out those QEDs for Gersh's, which again is another piece of special equipment. So you need to be the luckiest person in the universe to get what you need from the box. But also, not only that, you need to get the right excavator to drill down one of the tunnels in Moon, and that can sometimes take up to round 30, which is insane, and that is just for you to get to the halfway point of the Easter egg. But Modern Zombies has fixed this issue. Thanks to Wonder Weapon quest and side quests, RNG is not really a problem anymore. But what really matters in the main Easter eggs is the story, which I have already explained previously, the great moments in between. Biggest example in great moments like the Ascension rocket blasting off in the Ashes of the Damned and that main Easter egg, the steps making sense and are actually fun, whilst also having a good balance of difficulty. And most importantly, to me in my opinion, without Modern Zombies are the boss fights, and from the leaks, the boss fight in Astra Malorum is way bigger than Ashes of the Damned, which gets me excited. So I think Astra Malorum, apart from a story standpoint of view, clears in terms of potentially being a better main Easter egg. One of the things that I will say though that kind of disappointed me in Citadel Daymore is that the boss fight was just revealed right in front of our eyes in both the intro cutscene and the spawn room, which was the Guardian. Now don't get me wrong, the Guardian is such a cool boss, it really is, but apparently everyone's speculating that the Astra Malorum map itself, the big red skull, is what we're going to be facing, and we're going to be facing it on against Tessie. Now that alone, flying in space and getting to control Tessie in space whilst also finding the red skull, that sounds hype as hell, but I like the mystery behind what we're going to face, and I think Ashes of the Damned done this perfectly, because Black Ops 6 Zombies kind of gave us a tease on what the boss fight was kind of going to be, and it was kind of obvious with Terminus, with the tentacles, and then of course Abominations being in Liberty Falls, and then of course the Guardian, the Sentinel artifact being the main point of the tomb, the Z-Rex, and then of course us going up against Sam. The only kind of surprise that Black Ops 6 did was going up against Richtofen, so that's really it. But then on top of that, Ashes of the Damned was also a big surprise to us. You could say the Abomination heads, sure, but myself and a lot of others didn't expect to go up against a big floating ballsack looking Abomination type boss. I mean, that was cool, especially the boss fight arena. So to go up against a boss that we've seen in the intro cutscene whilst being just the whole map in general, I like it. I think it's cool, especially if we do end up flying around in Old Tessie and that does in fact end up being the boss fight. It's cool, but I would rather have something else, something different, so it's more of a surprise. Again, Saturn is in the back of, you know, the map. What if we teleport to Saturn and we just see a completely unique boss? That would be awesome, and I would much prefer that personally. Overall, Moon is a good map. It isn't bad at all. I personally love the Black Ops 3 version a lot more compared to Black Ops 1's, but with every flaw Moon has, to me in my opinion, I think Astra Malorum will not have those exact same flaws Moon has. Will Astra Malorum have different unique flaws? Most likely, but will it have the exact same ones as Moon? I don't think so. And even the things I listed off previously saying what I think about Astra Malorum will do better than Moon, that doesn't necessarily mean I think the atmosphere on Moon is as bad or the Easter egg is bad. No, I don't think that at all. In fact, I think they are good. I just think Astra Malorum, in terms of its Easter egg and atmosphere, will just be better as all. But that is all prediction. Now, I did ask you guys' thoughts on Twitter on what you guys think Astra Malorum needs to be a good map, and this is what you guys said. We got one from Joe Met, and he says, a Clarkius J Easter egg. Treyarch? That would be cool. It just pop in my face as like a random jump scare Easter egg. We got one from Tragic, and Tragic says, the disco Easter egg in the laser trap room. Now that's a definitely cool one, because that will be a callback to DLC 1 in Black Ops 3 Star Eisendracht, where if you line up the rocket with a little planet in the disco ball room, the second in the church hall room of the dragon, the disco will start playing, and I definitely think that would definitely be cool within that laser trap room within Astra Malorum, so good shout there. We got one from Too Bad for Xbox, and he says, a Maya and Dempsey sex scene. This man needs to stop. I got one from Mexican Xbox, and he says, Maya and Gray kissing and making sweet love to one another. Please. good these two help. But aside from that, all around, I do think Astra Malorum will be better than Moon, in my opinion, simply because as much as I like Moon, I'm not the biggest fan of it compared to most people, but it's still one of the good maps that I can look back on and go, this was peak. But I think Astra Malorum definitely has a lot more potential to be better. But aside from that, hope you all did enjoy, guys. If you guys did, please subscribe, leave a like, click the notification bell, all to the channel. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all within the next video live stream. And goodbye!